Could eating fruit secretly be packing on pounds for the average American woman?
In this video, I'm introducing you all to a YouTuber named Kirk. Cultural stuff with a focus on wellness and health, and that's what I do. But she is a special case, which is why I'm doing this video. Are you ready to go down the rabbit hole? She didn't actually herself say that fruit has made America fat. She says she likes to interview people whose teachings go against the mainstream, contrarian to anything. Now right there is a red flag. And here is one of her guests saying that fruit has made America fat. She's another popular person.
You call carrots clown food.
Clown food. Yeah, that's the little term I coined way back when my members had, started talking about, the vegetables and the plants.
Every morning I make this major protein smoothie. Mm-hmm. This is what I put in it. I do 2 different scoops of protein powder, 40 grams of protein. I have a huge extra large avocado I put in there. I do collagen powder, creatine, colostrum, pineapple, frozen peaches, frozen strawberries, frozen cherries.
Woo, girl.
Water, aloe vera juice.
Dang.
Oh, and a little bit of pumpkin pie spice. So, thoughts?
Eat a steak, girl. Eat a steak.
What?
It's like circus food. Look at them in the grocery store. And then I started showing them pictures of selectively bred plants. And I'm like, this is the wild version of the banana. See how different it is? You can't find that kind of shape, that color in true nature in the wild. Once you immerse yourself in the wild, if you saw one of those bananas growing in a wild forest in Costa Rica, you'd be like, what the heck is that?
Are you thinking about the same 15-year-old video I'm thinking of? It's like she's describing that video of Michael Arnstein, the fruitarian, literally walking in the jungles of Sri Lanka.
Just found it, walking in the jungle. It's bananas, durians, mangoes, papayas, coconuts. When you see this in nature, it's unquestionable that this is the kind of food that we're supposed to be eating.
Wild bananas blend in with their environment. Most plants want to blend in. It's their defense mechanism. When you look out into a vast jungle, nothing really grabs your eye in a wild jungle.
That's true.
This is aggravating oppositeLand. It's also a case of a half-truth. When fruit, bananas for example, are not ripe yet, they are green just like the color of leaves. That is because they are not ready to eat. And she's completely missing the fact that the plants need to survive. And plants make fruit to put their seeds in it to reproduce. But the seeds and the fruit have to develop first. Once they're done, then the fruit changes to a color, a bright color that can be seen. Primates see in color because we are natural fruit eaters. Fruit tastes good at that point because that's when you're supposed to eat it. It's also when all of the nutrients develop.
And it's meant to be that way. Nature has designed itself to blend everything to blend in.
Why is that? Is this GMOs? Why does the
So while Alex didn't say that, she seems to be generally agreeing or just buying into what her guests say. And as you'll see, she says a lot of crazy, anti-mainstream, and just anti-science stuff. And then it gets worse.
A young woman on Instagram is under fire for saying that meat heals. She couldn't lose weight following diet trends. Finally, she did the opposite of mainstream advice.
Yeah, opposite. A lot of people are just really ruining their lives because of this opposite mentality. Okay, brace yourself.
But we've saved the best for last. Our next presenter is Alex Clark. Ms. Clark is a food activist, advocate for healthier food systems, and the host of Culture Apothecary podcast. She is committed to educating consumers on the importance of organic farming, driving the movement toward cleaner, more responsible food production. Ms. Clark.
Thank you, Senator. My average listener, like me, is a woman in her late 20s and early 30s, and we demand accountability for how the millennial generation was turned into a science experiment without our informed consent for the sake of enriching big pharma, big ag, and big food. Millennial women have started to have kids for the first time, and they are disillusioned with how hard it has become to not only get pregnant, but also raise kids who are healthy, happy, and mentally well. Today, I am proud to represent them. The poisoning of our food and the environment is the issue for these independent women. It is devastating us.
Now, pollution is a legit problem, but the reason I don't want to hear it from her is because I already know she's coming from a place of politics, not really caring about pollution as much as she cares about promoting one side.
My name is Alex Clark, and I host Culture Apothecary. Millennials are more health conscious than any generation before us, but at the same time, we are also the sickest. We are fatter than any prior generation at this age. We're having more fertility issues. New cancer diagnoses in the U.S. are projected to top 2 million for the first time. The only guidance that we received on what to eat came in 1992 via the food pyramid, a completely manipulated work of fake
Food pyramid.
crafted by the Department of Agriculture. The food pyramid told us that all fat was bad, a lie.
No, she is lying. The food pyramid never said that fat was bad. The problem was that Americans were eating too much fat. That's one of the problems with Americans' diet. And we can see from other countries who eat a lower fat diet, they are thinner and healthier.
It told us to make complex carbs like pasta, bread, and processed breakfast cereal the bedrock of our diet, not because it was healthy, but because that was the most profitable recommendation for big ag and big food. We became the first generation subjected to sugary, fattening, inflammatory foods deliberately.
No, more bullshit. The food pyramid never said that junk food was okay. They were relying on people to use common sense, which, in retrospect, maybe they shouldn't have done that.
Engineered to be as addictive as heroin, thanks to the food companies buying the scientists from the...
Oh my God, I hate Alex Clark. She's so dramatic.
Am I?
People in the comments talking about her delivery and her confidence. Yeah, we see a lot of people who talk confidently. I've noticed this last couple of years, and I've started seeing that other people are noticing that the people saying the most ridiculous things often sound very confident. Her delivery is more like scripted and fake as the stuff she's saying. Her speech in front of Congress is just another clown show in the circus that we've been seeing in our government. It is good that RFK, if he did get rid of red dye number 40, maybe he's done some other good things, but it doesn't make up for, telling people in other ways. I just have to quit this. I'm not going to sit through this 10-minute video. I'm not subjecting myself to this crap anymore. I've been getting away from politics in the last few months.
You know things are bad when guys think a booty call is too much work.
Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that line she said there. I never heard that. Independent mothers? Is that another way of saying single mothers? And what does this matter? Is this another case of covert feminism coming through a conservative woman? Oh, there's one more thing before we move on. Something that easily debunks this crap with the food pyramid. The vast majority of Americans have never followed the food pyramid or any advice from the government to their detriment. Also, it's weird that the food pyramid ended like over 10 years ago. It's now replaced by the My Plate model. They're still attacking the food pyramid. Oh, no surprise here. We're going to see a familiar face here.
When it comes to your anti-vegetable stance,
yes,
how do you debate people living in Asian countries who are eating all this rice, vegetables, grains, and they're living longer?
well, they're not necessarily living longer. So the longevity thing is a very tricky thing to assay.
You
People
should go into politics.
appear to have a long lifespan in Hong Kong, for instance.
Appeared? But Hong Kong, though. He's pulling the Hong Kong card. That's been debunked, too.
People living in Asian countries who are eating all this rice, grains, and they're living longer. It told us to make complex carbs like pasta, bread, and processed breakfast cereal the bedrock of our diet, not because it was healthy, but because that was the most profitable recommendation, and they're living longer. If you're a single girl out here in these streets and you're thinking, am I crazy?
Now on to the next part of this video, which further debunks her bullshit. Meet her boss.
Alex, welcome. How are you?
I'm so good, and I have a tirade to unleash.
Oh boy.
I am so excited to talk about MAHA today and just some crazy wins.
It's Charlie Kirk, the guy who was assassinated a month ago, most likely for his political speaking. He was a prominent speaker in the conservative movement for like the last 10 years. And he traveled around the United States, giving speeches, having debates, and saying this kind of stuff.
There is a push, though, to say that we should no longer eat meat because it's bad for the life of animals. We should do what's best for human beings, first and foremost, and it's good for human beings to eat meat. It's good for human beings to be able to eat animals. It's good for human beings to not just eat like this synthetic fake meat that Bill Gates wants to make all day long. I think factory farming has a lot of problems, more because of the health of the human that eats the meat, less than about the animal. Dogs only have senses, they do not have reason. We as human beings can make sense of the natural world. We are the speaking beings. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. LeBron James is a self-interested, narcissistic. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian.
That the lines lead directly to Palestine. They lead directly to Africa. They lead directly to the Vatican. So there we are. There it is. There is a conspiracy. Foreigners who come in and infiltrate into our economic structure.
A sparse little man who feeds off his self-delusions and finds himself perpetually hungry for want of greatness in his diet.
Alex Clark is one of our most amazing team members. She has been with Turning Point USA for 7 years, six years.
I was using celebrity entertainment stories to call out BLM and all of these things, and it was like a very digestible way for a young girl scrolling on social media to hear conservative ideas.
Alex is without a doubt one of the most influential voices for young women in America, and without a doubt in the whole wellness health space. So how did you go from pop culture without the propaganda to...
This is why using olive oil incorrectly can cost you your health.
If you can find or...
So how did you go from pop culture without the propaganda to raw milk?
I went down the rabbit hole and I started reading everything I could about Monsanto and corruption in the American Heart Association and all.
Am I the problem?
This is a big problem with the world today. Some nobody learns a bunch of bullshit on the internet and they're right wing, so they go down the right wing diet rabbit hole and then they gain a following and spread it to a whole bunch of more people. And now they're actually getting into the government.
2 months later, RFK comes out, Glendale, Arizona, endorses President Trump. Charlie was so generous and had hooked it up so that I could get to meet President Trump backstage. Which is, if you've ever met him, it's like 2 seconds, you know, you're like, what is the one thing I'm going to say to impress him or have something to say? And I said,
will you grab me by the pussy? I don't know. That's about 2 seconds.
And I said, Mr. President, please keep talking about food and pharma. This is the biggest issue with undecided female voters. That's what I said. And he said, you're going to be very excited.
At some point, she used the word demonic to describe something she's against. Yeah, forget what it is. But anyway, well, that seems like projection. I just have no other words to use besides evil.
He lives in you, and he lives in me. He lives deep in the gut of every human being who wants to see the United States of America be free.
No, we're in the turning point. We're in it. And Charlie built this organization and
I wish he would talk about what the turning point is, but my guess would be that they don't bring it up because it's bad. They keep mentioning Charlie's legacy. But what is it?
A conspiracy personified by the yellow man, by the black man, and by foreigners who come in and infiltrate.
I had planned without knowing that RFK was going to partner with Trump. I had no idea that was going to happen. It was crazy. It was the exact cultural zeitgeist that we needed to really totally deeply care about this. Deeply. deeply.
What is this thing? 72-hour fasting to supplementation to, keto or...
So the only way you can do veganism is if you have money, you have tons of attention, and you understand the vitamin deficiencies that do exist.
To supplementation to keto.
We also were told, fat is bad for you, red meat is bad, butter is bad. We need to introduce seed oils, ultra-processed food is good.
Right here, big surprise. She's going to talk about diabetes. I can guess what she's going to say.
Type 2 diabetes has exploded. It is only caused by diet and lifestyle.
Yes, and that's what tricks people. The half-truth. And saying something that's true before you say something that is false, it instills confidence in your audience. Here it comes.
You have kids developing non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Well, my audience is familiar with that one. That one's been debunked. You cannot get fatty liver disease without eating a high-fat diet. The food pyramid was correct, and now she's smearing it. People hate that veganism took off in 2017. Then, in 2018, the carnivore diet took off.
The same industries telling you should take a certain medical product or eat a certain food are able to capture the science and buy the studies and pick the scientists saying that we should be...
She doesn't even know the science. And matter of fact, this high-fat anti-vegan crowd is buying the science now. They're funding studies to give a certain result that fits their narrative.
Eating that or taking that it's so evil. I can't
even...
Oh my
gosh, she used the word projection. I just described that's what her side is doing, and then she called it evil. I didn't think this video was going to be this bad. I didn't think she was going to be this bad. She is perfectly aligning with all the evil that's been going on and just doing it with a smile and perky voice. Is this just sick?
We will continue on this show to make America healthy again and heal a sick culture. The sick culture who killed my boss, my friend, a husband, and a father, and I will not...
You're evil. You're evil. Think you need to be put away.
...rest until my dying breath to do it.
She's to be investigated. She is a sicko. She's just making me just more disturbed than I can remember anyone else making me.
Would you rather be married to Hillary Clinton or have to live in China for 10 years?
It's all scripted. He already knew the question. I see this in politics sometimes. When someone's really quick to give an answer, it's because they already have the answer memorized. They already know the narrative that they want to put out to their audience. It's what they want to hear.
But I feel like if you're married to Hillary,
China.
she'd put you out of your misery pretty quick.
North Korea.
See, it's all a game to them. They don't care what they're doing.
Could eating fruit secretly be packing on pounds for the average American woman? So is fruit making Americans fat?
Yes.
How?
Look around. Fructose, for one thing, all fruit breaks down to sugar, but then it also breaks down to fructose, which creates a lot of visceral fat. The vegans, the fruitarians, the people that eat a lot of carbs, those people have it the worst.
Don't stop, hey, don't stop, hey, don't quit, hey, don't quit, hey, don't stop, hey, don't stop, hey, don't. Everybody on the move, everybody, let's move. Oh, the movement is like a phenomenon, yes. Touching down on Mother Earth, I take mud and turn it into pottery. Lotteries, I give all a chance as I welcome all to the dance. Angel, criminal, all sinners, carnivores, and vegetarians. It's the next sound waves. Once more, stop sending us to the grave. Everybody on the move. Everybody, let's move. Everybody, let's move. You don't quit.
They get this waxy appearance in their face and their skin, and you see it, and you just know right away. It's an indication that they're loaded with visceral fat and fat in their muscles. And, you know, the girls that drink all the smoothies and eat all the fruit.
Yeah, you're freaking me out.
Yeah.
Yes, I've cut out banana. No, it's too high sugar. I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm like, I can't even have banana. Banana. Fruit. Banana.
Mental issues.
I'm watching the end of the video. This guy's just really pissing me off. Look at the way he looks. I have always been against judging people by their looks. Matter of fact, I've been against that so long, I go back so far, I remember the term looksism. I keep finding myself doing it because of scum like this. This guy is hinting at someone shooting someone from CNN, and then he ends with this. Oh, and while you're listening to him talking about the killer, imagine that he's talking about Charlie Kirk. It fits perfectly.
Full and total justice and accountability so that scum like this.
The organization needs a martyr.
A martyr? How do you find a martyr?
You do not find one, Mr. Fulmer. You choose one. And you make his death work for you.
Total justice. I'm not even gonna, it just needs to stop. Fightforcharlie.com.
They kept hinting at getting their audience to fight. When's the last time we heard that?
And this minority will not stop until it is the majority. This minority will not give up the fight. This is the promise, and this is the legacy.
All of this work that we've been doing for the past decade plus, like going on now 14 years, going 13.
I was making speeches before you could read them.
All of this work that we've been doing is not going to slow down. It is going to get bigger. It's going to get better.
A lot of these clips were new to me, and I was still questioning, how did she get into a Senate hearing? And then I was just in the kitchen, and it just occurred to me, now that I realize she has met Trump, and she worked for Charlie Kirk, and Trump was just calling Charlie a friend of his recently. It's as simple as Trump pressured the Republican senators to invite Charlie Kirk's associate to speak on health in this health hearing. And Trump's known for just hiring TV show personalities and people off the internet. And both Charlie Kirk and Alex here are anti-vegans. This reminds me that 10 years ago when Trump was first running, I was warning my vegan community. Trump would be the first anti-vegan president. Vegans need to get political. They don't want to. Well, you're going to be destroyed by politics. Your opponents are going to beat you. One of those carnivore people got on Fox News. The carnivore diet was completely made up to be a political tool.